Hello, everyone. This is Nowrid, and welcome to IQI Canada's evening talk. Today, we're going to discuss about how it looks and feels working in IQI from the 6 years of experience we have. We appreciate people speak up, and they mention their problems.
Of course. We look for solutions. We don't look for
Yeah. So, Dante, let me tell you something first regarding because I moved to Canada in last April, and definitely I miss you.
and we miss you so much.
Yeah, so like I would like to tell you first how it is different a little bit. The transition I went through from Malaysia to Canada, and then I would ask you a very similar question as well because I know you are also going through a lot of transition, even in terms of work. So
Of course.
when I first come to Canada. Um, I must admit it was very challenging because you were surrounded by 22 amazing people. That means my team. They all are super productive, super smart,
Oh yeah.
and super amazing. And it's not only super amazing; it's about the sync we have with each other. That's like was mind blowing. So when I come in Canada, definitely people don't know me. I don't know the people. So it was taking time to adjust. And then I'm very fortunate that I got two people in my team, Celine and there's another person, Gina. And we are trying to create this similar kind of dimension in here. And I would say 60% we have create an environment like what we are having in IQM Malaysia. But I'm pretty sure within 6 months we will do that. So Dante, I know you went through like different tasks. You were involved in being in touch with the international team, and then you went to the business development. You're being part of the event. You're being an MC. So how you handle those transition?
Well, it's basically like it's all about the mindset for me. Like I will go and put myself in certain position, and then I will try to emulate myself into understanding what the situation is, what the solution is, what's needed from me, how can I make it better. So that's basically like every person who gets into a situation in the transition that you're having, you have to remember, don't bring with you the negativity of moving from something to another thing. Change isn't always a bad thing. In
Great.
fact, in most cases, it's very good. And once you do move to the other part, don't bring the resentment or the, lack of interest or lack of motivation with you. Bring what you've learned from the first phase. And once you enter the second phase, you utilize all that you have learned to now grow into that new position, and at the same time utilize what you've learned to make it even better than what you could have been or what is expected from you. So every time I did, like for example, if I went to become an MC in the past, I didn't MC such big crowds, but when I went to MC for like the IQA festival with like 2,000 people in front of me, or like 3,000 people in front of me, and the next one, and more as we went along. Of course, when I went up, I had a little bit of a stage fright. But once you're there, you just move. You tell yourself, you have the mindset is like, I'm here. There's no turning back. What is for me to do? Just move
Yeah.
forward, make it as grand as you can, and just live your life to the fullest that you can be. As we say in IQI, enjoy life. That's what we
Exactly.
mean by enjoy life.
I agree. Dante, it's all about how you see things. So I was reading a book this week called Limitless by Jim Quick.
Oh,
So
nice. I love that
he
book.
said, like we define ourselves. So say for one of the example he was giving that the way you see a situation, it depending on how you define yourself. So say for I'm a digital marketer, right? So every time people ask me who I am, I introduce myself. Oh, I'm Nowrid. I'm working in digital marketing. So that's why
Right.
whenever digital marketing content comes in, my eyes gets open. But if it's talking about partnership event, we don't listen, right? So you see,
That's
I
right.
define myself and I define what I want to see. And then he gives an example like if you want to buy a shoe or if you want to buy a watch, suddenly you will see a lot of people are wearing that. A lot
Yeah,
of people are wearing that shoes, getting that car, getting that watch. So it's not like it wasn't here before. It's just like your subconscious mind was not seeing it.
that's
Now
beautiful.
suddenly you have a particular awareness, so you start seeing those products. So mindset is really important. You can either see I'm failing, or you can see I'm learning. So better to see I'm learning, not
That's
I'm
very
failing.
true.
Yeah, because the moment you're telling yourself I'm failing, you are done, you
Oh
know.
my God. The minute you tell yourself that I'm in a bad situation and I'm about to, because you're literally putting yourself in that situation. A lot of the time,
Exactly.
when I see people, you give them a task and immediately they're like down. I mean, that doesn't happen in our in our side, but I've seen people out there that when you actually give them something, they're like already like, oh, do I have to do this? The second you tell yourself, oh, do I have to do this? That's gone. That's finished. If you get the task and you're like, all right, I'm gonna make this a masterpiece. If you say that, you believe in that, you're going to make a masterpiece because
True,
that's what you
true.
believe in. You know?
You know, Dante, there's one question I can see Celine has made for us, and that question I would like to answer first, without even before
Please
asking them
do.
it. So the question actually was to you, but I would like I snatch it and I want to answer it. And the
Please
question
do,
was,
bro.
what do you do as a head of business development? You know, I love that question.
I'll let you answer this.
I can just tweak the question, what you do as a head of marketing. So, you know, Dante, after I moved to Canada, I see in here some people are very boxed. People wants to say like, oh, I need to know what Celine is doing. I need to know what Gina is doing. We would like to define them. But you know, when you're working with a startup first based company like IQI, if you define yourself, you're dead. Because you know, I had the very similar mindset back in 2016 and 17. I still remember I was making complaint to Nabil that, oh, you know, I'm getting involved with design, I'm getting involved with caption writing. It's just making me, like pressure. I cannot deliver this and that. But after 6 years, now I realize you should actually get to know as many things as you can. Not you have to be master at everything, right?
Yeah,
But you have to get to know, first of all, if you'd like to be a head of a company, head of a department, you need to know how everything works. If you don't know how these
right.
particular things work, people can make you stupid. As simple as that.
Exactly.
They can give you the
Exactly.
bullshit. The second thing,
That's such a good point.
yeah, the second thing, bro, you don't know what's your passion. I remember when I was first getting the offer to taking the class in any university in Malaysia, and I was very like I was neglecting it because I feel like no, I'm good as a marketeer. I don't want to be a teacher. And when I started doing it after 2 weeks. I realized I loved it. So if you look at me, bro, I'm 70% core is marketeer. I do
Wow.
marketing, I run advertisement. This is my core. But I can do video editing, I can do graphic designing, I can we have done event, like I have take care of an event. I have organized event by myself, Martech Summit, right?
I
Uh,
remember, man. It was
I have,
really big, actually.
yeah, I have managed
Still,
people. So I think those doing all of those things was initially very difficult, but that brings me into a better shape. And now, Dante, I know you have done more, and
no, don't worry
and
about
and and
that.
and I want to know: are you into the same page like me, or you have a different opinion, or what do you want to,
I
or what do you do as a business
100%.
development head?
So I 100%, 500% agree with you. And we've both been through the same exact thing. Like you remember, like, I was doing design things, going and talking to vendors for that blood donation drive that I did for nationwide. Remember, like, and I had to do that, like, just by myself, at some point. And going to events and things like that. At some point, of course, I was like very stressed out, but now when we do certain things, I actually look at them with that eye and realize, oh, wait, that's something there isn't right, or something there is when we were talking to vendors and things like that. So
Sure.
it really does give you a lot of knowledge. It really does put you in that bird's eye view to be able to see with the same eye that each and every one sees. And you did mention that you don't have to be a master in those things. Of course, you define
Exactly.
yourself at what you are. You are in digital marketing and you do marketing. And of course, I'm in business development. I do business development. Like, but when it comes to it, brass tacks, I know design, I know editing videos, these things, how to do events, how to MC. You do the
Exactly.
same thing. You've been in TED Talks, you've done events, and that's one of the most important parts. So as head of business development, of course, I do expansions, business acquisitions, taking care of the international, all the IKEA international companies that we have, and so on and so forth. But at the same time, the core of what I do inside of IQI is many different things, as is yours, So it's not just the small parts.
And
Growing people.
that's
Go,
why
go, go ahead.
I miss people like Kashif in every branch of IQI. Because
Yeah, I know.
I said when he start pushing you, you'll hate him. But after a certain time, you love him because of his unnecessary push. You came to know a lot of things. Like as you mentioned, like I saw the amount of emotion you have given in the MCI, and like wherever I go, even when I was talking to the IQ Canada team, I say if you're looking for an MC, we should definitely consider Dante to have it.
Thank
So
you so much, brother.
I
Thank you.
able to see it because you explored that avenue, right? Imagine if
Of
you're the
course.
head of business development, if you're just sitting on your chair and like talking, it will never.
It's exactly, and half of the reason that I do really good networking is because I brought something from my previous career into this one. Like I said, you bring things during your transition. So I love talking to people. You know that. I love talking to people, going to new people, just like expressing things. And some people always come and tell me, like, because we do have a lot of like shy people around here. So like, they come and like, aren't you afraid that they're gonna like, not entertain you? I'm like, no, because if they don't, I'll just move to the next person. You know?
Yeah.
That's it.
We are almost coming to an end, but before we end, I would like to ask you one question. That is, what
Please do.
one thing you are really proud of in IKEA? You can also say more than one thing. What one or two things
Okay.
you are very proud of in last few years you have worked with IQI?
This is going to sound a little cheesy if I say this, but the most proud that I am is I'm proud to have been able to work with amazing people such as yourself, Nowrid, such as our management team, even each and every one of the people that I work with in your team, in admin and like finance, like Maggie and Fafa, all these people. That's what I'm proud of. To be able to stand next to people like you guys and be part of this team. There's a lot of things that I'm proud of during the time that we've been in IQI, from like events and like, basically non-profit events that we do with IQI, because we do a lot of those CSR events and things like that. But brass tacks, I'm happy to be here and I'm proud to be here. What about you, Norit?
There's a lot of things we have done together in IQI, and as you mentioned, we have a lot of memories that we can share, right? But one thing I'm really proud of, Dante, because it wasn't easy initially when I was thinking. I'm really proud the team I have created, and
I'm
the
proud of you for that as well.
and the culture we have established because we try to create an environment where we will all think very positive, we'll approach people positively, we'll talk to people nicely, we'll never be rude with anyone. And the best thing, you can dream of having those things, but executing it is really difficult, and you cannot execute if you have good people in your team. And I'm very blessed that I have all the people is super 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 good. When I ask them a question, when I tell them to do something, they never ask me a question why I will do that. Even though I encourage them to do
Yeah.
that. But I think that's the reason we have created such an amazing team, such a good um, um, affectionate environment in the team. And that's what I'm really proud of, like, and that's what I will remember for a long period of time in my life, because every people you see in digital is hired by me, right?
Of
So,
course. Even one of them is your student, bro.
so nothing can make you feel better than that. That when they start contributing to the company, and they are actually now taking to the company to the next level. So that's a very amazing feeling. And in terms of any particular project, if you ask me, I'm really proud of what we have did for Adapt
Oh yes.
with together. Um, and I'm proud of because we were in a very tight situation. We didn't
Oh
have
yeah.
time, and
I remember
it
that.
was it was like a break it or make it situation. But I think it was possible because some people like you, Abudi, was there. Yeah,
Thank you so much, bro. And but honestly, I have to say I'm very proud of you as well. I gravitate towards your team. Everyone does. Because it's
right.
so much affection, so much love there that like, I sometimes I just go to there to like, do a task or something like that. End up staying there for like 10 minutes just talking to people. You know?
So
But seriously,
great.
Nori, thank
Yeah,
you so much for this, session. I
yeah,
think, we should have more of these sessions, and I think it's upcoming soon, right?
yeah, 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 yeah. There'll be a few coming
Wonderful.
soon. So,
Amazing.
Dante, thanks a lot for your time. It's always pleasure to talk to you on the camera, off the camera. so,
Always
so
missing you a lot here.
yeah, thanks a lot. Let's catch up more and let's do some great work together. I'm pretty sure still there's a long way to go.
100%. I think I'm going to be seeing Norris for the next 10 years. So,
Yeah,
ladies and gentlemen, you're going to see more of our faces. And in fact, like you're going to see more of his face, of course, but like, you're going to see a lot of us. So, yeah, brace yourself.
thank you. Thanks a lot, everyone. I hope you guys have enjoyed the session from Dante and myself. If you are interested to join in IQI, please send us a message and we will get in touch with you. Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye. See you.